Columbia County schools are growing, their graduation rate staying high. That is not necessarily the case in Richmond County. We look at some of the challenges facing Richmond County schools. Good evening, I'm Richard Rogers. Columbia County's Board of Education releases their projections for the next school year. Those numbers also have implications for Richmond County schools. Ben Billmeyer has been looking at those numbers for us tonight. Ben, what have you found out?
Well, Richard, it's still a tough road ahead for Richmond County when it comes to getting their students to graduation. And some cuts at the top certainly aren't helping.
Stripes and yellow stripes.
On some nights, you can catch Sarah Berry teaching a local art class in Richmond County. Other nights, she's at home helping her daughter with homework in Columbia County.
My goal is to have my children graduate high school and go off to college. And so I want to give them the absolute best start.
Like many parents, it came down to choosing between the two counties. So she went with Columbia.
I just wanted to make sure she was going to be in the best school district, which ones had the best graduation rates, who is going to offer the most help from my child who's got attention deficit disorder.
The Georgia DOE's College and Career Ready Performance Index shows Richmond County schools were outperformed by 96% of the state's other school districts in 2016. The head of Georgia's Association of Educators says there are some challenges.
On the local level, you have property taxes, you have SPLOST. If you have an area where there's high poverty, the schools are not funded as well. And then you won't have going the county to county.
Military families play a role too. Numbers from the Georgia Department of Education show over the past 5 years, 19% of military students have left Richmond County schools, while Columbia County saw a 25% increase.
And then make yourself a little circle.
As for Sarah, she says parents play a big role too.
Educate your children on how they should act. That way when they're in school, all they're doing is grasping everything. All they're doing is getting their minds molded.
Now, Dr. Chapman says education has also had to deal with $9 billion in state budget cuts over the past decade. And he says that's going to hit school districts with high poverty rates like Richmond County especially hard.
And Ben, you got some new numbers tonight from Columbia County that really spotlight the growth going on there, right?
Yeah, that's right, Richard. We know expansion is a big part of that county, and another 470 students are expected to come into the system next year, along with more than 1,000 kindergartners, along with new cyber programs for teachers and students that are being introduced.
Thanks, Ben.